Alright guys, today we're going to cover multi-state concealed carry. It is December 2013 and both these maps are current as of today. We got the two big heavy hitters with us. We got Florida and Utah. Florida as of today gives us 35 states. Utah gives us 36. And as always guys, whenever you're traveling to different states, always make sure to double check with that state because laws do change all the time and states come and go. So what we're going to do is a little compare and contrast. We're going to see what states offer us what in response to these licenses. And if you take a quick look, you can see that the vast majority of the states on both licenses are the same. There are a few differences. There are a couple states that hop around a little bit. So we're going to discuss those and see what the pros and cons are depending on your needs. So one of the big questions is, well, which license should I get? Should I get the Florida or Utah? And that's going to be person specific. It really going to depend on what states you usually go into. That's going to include, you got friends and family in certain states. Are you planning on going on vacation there? Do you go camping there? Do you travel through the state? Maybe you're just driving through it to get to another state that you need to get to. So all of these questions are going to be person specific. So what we're going to do is let's start off west and we're going to work our way to the east coast. So let's hop over here to the Florida license. Up here in the corner you can see that the state of Washington is no longer valid on the Florida license. We lost that. And I say we because I have a Florida license, not a Utah. We used to have it, but we lost reciprocity. But if you're planning on going to that neck of the woods and you got a Utah license, you're good, you're covered. So working our way east, the next big one we run into is the state of New Mexico. Now Utah is not covered by the state of New Mexico, but Florida is. Which is good for me because I try and get to New Mexico once or twice a year. So that just depends on your needs. For me, I'm more of a New Mexico guy. I'm never really up in the Washington area, so it doesn't really affect me that much. But hey, when you lose the state, it always sucks. Alright, moving further to the east, we take a look here up north. You'll see on Utah, you got Minnesota and you got Wisconsin. We don't got those on Florida. So if you're going to be in that area, I mean, if you live in Michigan or the Dakotas, Iowa, Nebraska, and you want to visit those states, you got friends or family there, you're out of luck with a Florida license. But the Utah, you're covered. Now you move here, let's take a look at the East Coast, guys. See here on Utah, we don't have anything for South Carolina. Now Florida we do, but you'll notice it has an R on it. And these R's on the maps stands for residency requirement. That means that the state, in this case South Carolina, will not recognize your license unless you are a resident of the state of issuance. So I have a Florida license, but I don't live in the state of Florida, so I'm out of luck. I can't carry in South Carolina. And that goes true for all these other states. Up here on Michigan, same thing. I don't live in the state of Florida, so all bets are off for Michigan. Same with Colorado, Pennsylvania, and New Hampshire, right here. Now if you take a look at Pennsylvania, you'll notice there's an R on this side, but not on the Utah. And the reason is kind of strange. I went on the Pennsylvania Attorney General's website to try and find an answer for this. And apparently back early 2013, I think it was like February or March, the Attorney General's office ended up canceling the Florida license for out-of-staters, so it's a residency only. But it only did it for the Florida license, as far as I can tell. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. I guess there was some legal hoopla. People in the state were getting the Florida license when they should have been getting Pennsylvania, and the state decided to put an end to it for whatever reason. So, but it's a little weird because they're singling out Florida and not the rest of the states. So if you're going into Pennsylvania, if you have a Utah license, I would really double check on that just to be safe, guys, because sometimes you just run into like just a legal web of gun laws, and especially with these multi-state concealed carries, sometimes it can get a little hairy depending on what state you're in. So double check that on Pennsylvania if you're going into that. Vermont is cool with everybody, we all know that. And New Hampshire also has a residency requirement. So it really just comes down to where you're going to be traveling and what you're going to be doing in the respective states and what states you're going to be going through. So as always, guys, be safe, enjoy carrying, and I'll talk to you guys soon.